All right, all right, all right. Welcome, you loyal listeners, to another episode of Agency Intelligence Podcast, giving you that real agency intelligence and not the artificial that they try to make you believe out there. Hey, I'm here today with, you saw it before you hit play, the number one and only Chris Paradiso out of Stafford Springs, Connecticut. Oh, I love it. I love saying that always. It just flows,
Deep
Chris.
woods of Stafford Springs.
What is it?
They used to announce it when I played high school ball. From the deep woods of Stafford Springs. Everybody thinks I live way out there.
How far you live out of town?
From high school, about 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. So you do live a little. Okay, you kind of do.
You know, it's funny. You go to Texas, down the road is 2 hours. In Connecticut, you live far away. It's 15, 20 minutes. It's true. We're such a tiny state, you know.
What is it, border to border? I mean, from east to west?
About an hour and no traffic, maybe an hour and 40 minutes.
Wow. Okay. That gives everybody in America a relevance of what you know.
I believe the second smallest state, if not the third. I know Rhode Island's number one, but we're right up there.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, appreciate it. I wanted to bring you on because I wanted to get your thoughts on just the industry, kind of dig in, kind of talk about some things. Just for everybody to know, Chris and I did have another plan for this, but we're going to delay what our plan was. I'm delaying it until October so we can include somebody else. So we're kind of improvising here, which once again, as I told Chris, when I get time on his calendar, I don't want to waste it. So I do want to ask some questions though, because right now the industry, technology, the way agencies are being acquired, everything is like on a almost exponential growth right now, just huge upsides, you know, I mean, straight up. And do you like that? Do you not like that? What's some goods? What's some bads of that? Not taking a side. Let's just discuss that. Any thoughts on that?
I've never had a problem taking a side, if you notice.
Yeah, Chris, I understand, but didn't want to put you in that situation.
I'm okay. I'm a big boy. I think for agents, it's a difficult time, and I'm not trying to feel bad because I'm not a guy that feels sorry. I always say, choose your heart. If you want to be rich, it's hard to be rich. If you want to be poor, it's hard to be poor. But why I think it's difficult is if you look at the industry and just hear me out, and maybe it makes sense, and maybe it's throws a twist into things. Think about what we've gone through the last 18 to 24 months. Carriers not writing anything, sending you to underwriting where it's the email black hole, right? So the halt or the slowdown of wanting to write any business has been there, right?
True.
But you have the flip side where, you know, even with interest rates being what they are, people are still selling. There's still a tremendous amount of buyers. If you think about that, it's kind of, maybe somebody would challenge me, it's kind of oxymoronic, right? Carriers don't want to grow, but a lot of the VC money and the outside of the industry money is coming in and buying people massively, right? And I find that very interesting. And I find it interesting because, unfortunately, you know, when I started off, I was small and irrelevant, right? Small, medium, large. It's relevant, right?
That's right.
Or maybe in some cases it's irrelevant. But if you see where people were, when I started, to start today, I would challenge Kaz that I'm not sure I could make it. Now, I believe in myself enough that I would be able to make it. But
I hear what you're saying.
I would challenge to say, and you'll probably say, why? Why? When the big boys and big girls of the carriers aren't giving appointments, even though they're on every block, carrier appointments are virtually impossible. I've had friends calling me, Chris, I need your help. This carrier is getting rid of me for no apparent reason. I said, what's your loss ratio? 32%. What's your loss ratio for the last 5 years?
Wow.
Under 40%. What's your growth? Well, they haven't written any new business in 18 months because they don't take any, but it's good only because of the increase. So they really haven't done anything wrong, but carriers are slimming down, right?
Well, I think that's a common story. Good one, Chris.
But let's just play this out. The last 3 to 5 years, all I would hear is from carrier reps, we don't like clusters, and some call them clusters, some call them
Aggregators.
There's a million words that we use.
That's right.
And I'm like, geez, you don't like them, but your actions show that it's kind of forcing agents to move towards them. So
wow, very true.
And I'm just challenging the thought process out there, just like I'm challenging that it is a very difficult time. You take somebody like Bradley Flowers, who's been an owner 5, 6, 7 years, not a tremendous amount of years. Mm-hmm. But if he was to do that now versus doing it when he did it, even in that short span, would he make it? I think there's guys and gals that will make it because I think they're hungry enough and they're going to figure out a way to do it. I think Bradley's one of them.
That's right.
I think it's a hell of a time, right? You have rates going up, and I don't ever count rates. People say, oh, but your growth. Rate increases are not growth. Rate increases do not play a role in the health of any agency. And if somebody believes that, I would love to talk with them, because that's not the health. Over the next 5 years, when we saw rates go up 30% 16, 18 months ago, we're not seeing that now. Is that common? That's not common. I've never seen rate increases, and I've only been in the industry since 98.
Wow.
But I have friends that have been in the industry from the 60s, and they've never seen rate increases like this, right?
That's right.
So it's a very difficult time. But with difficult times, Jason, comes huge opportunity.
Amen.
Enormous.
Come on now. That's
huge.
right.
So I don't like to talk about all the negatives. With the negatives, I think comes a tremendous amount of positives.
Yeah, a tremendous amount of positives, but it's real, right? Yeah. These are discussions that people don't want to have because sometimes they get perceived that way, but they're still healthy to have on both sides. Right. You make a great point here. I love it. They don't like, quote unquote, don't like the aggregators, but their model sets up agents that's the way they force them to go. And the hard part is, there's a couple companies in our town that we would love to have their contract, and off the record, the district manager or the state manager will basically say, hey, listen, you got 2 agencies in your town that are 5 million and 8 million. And I'm like, yeah, but you know that we're writing more than them. And they're in this predicament of, if we give Cass the thing, it's going to make them mad.
Jason,
we don't want to make
that's
them
how I
mad.
started. The agency down the road had the market since 1918 of this one carrier.
Okay.
And the carrier for 9 months met with me. Thank God he graduated Holy Cross College, where my dad graduated. And I'm not lying. 9 months in, he came in and sat down. We were supposed to go to lunch. He literally sat on a couch in my office with my dad for over 3.5 hours. I never even involved myself. At the end of it, they literally hugged each other, and his name was Donato, looked at me and says, you know what? We're going to get that paperwork going.
Wow.
So that relationship of those 3 hours, and coming from the Holy Cross Crusaders, from the same college, which are very proud people, overlooked the 100 years, which it wasn't quite 100 at that time. But so what you're saying, Jason, took place when I got my first appointment in 2006. Wow. The same exact thing.
Good perspective. Good perspective. Wow. 20 years ago, 19 years ago. Great perspective there. I love that. Love that. Love that. Well, you brought some really huge aspects. Okay, let's talk about how at that same time, from 2006 to 2015, 2016, this is the slowest industry in the world. It's always behind. And now we're at this rapid pace. And I want to challenge the fact that, yes, we are at this rapid pace, but I believe it's kind of like the pilots who went into the B-52 for the first time and said, wow, if we're flying this today, think about what they're going to be flying in 2025. Now, it's retrofitted, but we're still flying B-52s or those type of cargo planes. I kind of see the insurance that way, where we've got this technology and stuff, but built to its core, we're still trying to run on the same system with the same flows, and we're losing the personal relationship, but we're gaining it with the younger. I mean, it's all over the place. What do you say about that? And you've seen it go from slow to fast.
If you take from 2006 to 2020,
okay,
and we agency owners look at what took place in change, evolution, it was slower than a turtle. COVID forced agents. So she became a very close friend. She ended up moving up the ladder at Hanover. She said to me, Chris, you'll never believe, and this was right before COVID hit. What do you think the industry in the state of Connecticut for care agencies had for e-signatures? And I was like, 35%. She said, less than 2%.
Oh, wow.
That was prior to March of 2020. What took place in 2022 when I asked her, hey, what do you think that she says? I can tell you. And they had, I think they had about 400 agencies in the state. And she said 88% had e-signatures. So if you look at what COVID did to the industry, and then you had, technology. If you didn't have VoIP, you had to get VoIP.
That's right.
You didn't have e-signatures. What are you going to do? You have to get it. So think about that. And then all of a sudden now AI plays a role. If you think about the last 3 to 5 years, I would challenge somebody. Frank Setner would probably be the guy that I would challenge. And if he could have a better answer, I don't think the industry moved since 1900s faster than the last 5 years. I don't.
I can agree.
And I don't think it's going to stop. And what this is doing to the independent agency avenue, it's going to drive people, as you know, it's an older industry for agency owners. Mm-hmm. It's driving people to sell. I've never had more people reach out to me. People are tired. A lot of people didn't want to change. They didn't want those workers working from home. They don't want to go the VA route because that's just not common to them, and it's changed.
So good.
And they can't keep up with technology. So I think over the next 18 months, even with interest rates being what they are, I think you're going to keep topping records of sales. I mean, what else can they do?
Good. It's good.
I don't think it's good for the consumer.
No, it's good thought, good perspective.
It's going to change carriers.
And I got to say,
have to change.
And I got to say, I'm sitting around 60, 65 years old. I've had a good life, and all this AI comes along, and I really haven't been very technically along. I got some email and a little AMS and a CRM. I can't say I'd be making the different decision. I also got this scare on every TikTok and Facebook reel telling me that they're eliminating everybody. And I'm thinking, man, I may not have a business. There's so much scare out there right now that I agree. That's another good perspective. It's almost like the years of acquisition. That's what it's going to be. It's those. And the venture capitalists, that comes back around what you said, though. VCs get in the business to make money. And from what I hear, they're nice as can be for the first 2, 3, 4 years. But then after a while, they start tightening those screws. And that's usually when the agent bails or something like that.
But how many people have we seen? And I can name quite a few of my friends that have sold in their 40s, which I find fascinating, right?
That is true.
I don't know if you had that 30 years ago.
That's true.
The people I've asked, they said it just was very, 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 unless if there was health. I have friends that are very healthy that just said, you know what? I want to be around an extra amount around my kids' high school years. And they're 44, 46, 48, and they sold. Mm-hmm. So I'm not criticizing.
No.
I think there's evolution and some people change.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a people sell. If the multiple's right, people are going to sell.
Chris, switching the topic to productivity and efficiency. I think that we've gained so much productivity over, let's just include the last 20 to 30 years. Let's include the internet, the creation of it. Let's create all that, okay? So much efficiency, and that we've been able to move to productivity, that as we now start to really pick up efficiencies, how much more do we give to productivity without starting to say, let's give a little bit more time or a little bit better of a life to our people? Because everybody brags about, if you do this, you can save this time and you can turn it into that. And I do that too. I'm not saying I'm against that. But there comes a point in time where productivity there's got to be balance somewhere And it's not that the people are working more. That's not what I'm saying. It's that they could be working less and you could still be making more. And does that make sense when I say that? What do
Yeah,
you think about that?
I don't think it's possible. And
Okay.
I'll say this in a gentle way.
Okay.
So let's just give you a quick example.
All right.
Personal lines. Let's just take personal lines. There's a
Okay.
rating system for personal lines that you put data into. You pay money to get that data because you got to market. You pay money to the person who enters that. You pay money to the technology company. And that rating system, all personal lines rating systems, give you a vicinity quote.
True.
Who else pays all that money for a vicinity? You go to the doctor and say, I'm going to pay you for a vicinity quote. Can you guess how health? I mean, you think about that.
I am. It's a good point.
I mean, that to me is barbaric. It's 2025. We are going to be having, I believe Elon Musk just tested a car that flies kind of like the Jetsons about a month and a half ago. And I know it only goes 20 minutes, but we're going to have Jetson cars before we can physically do a personal lines quote inside a rating system that's going to give us an accurate quote.
Chris, you're up closer to Canada than I am. They laugh about this. This is not a problem they have. They have online raters that are exact to give you the exact quote, So it's crazy.
If you look at personal lines, and I know people say you can't make money in personal lines. I would argue that, but I understand. Some people don't want to work an hour for $20. They want to work an hour for $300. I get that. That's personal preference. But I do think you can make money on personal lines. If you take somebody like the Canadian market that gives an accurate quote, if you could turn around quotes in minutes versus hours, I can tell you have been working on quote to bind basically a one solution call. Even if it's two solutions and it's the same day, our numbers have gone up significantly on closing. Every day after that 24 hours, personal lines plummets. You can't say that in commercial because you got all different varieties, right? You have a $300,000 account that you got to get loss runs that could take 2 weeks. So you can't really.
What is it? Emotion? They're in it that day when they're talking to you, and they sleep the next day. Emotion's gone. They're on to the next thing. What do you think that is? It's that first
our
day
closing ratio within the same day. It's 9 out of 10.
Wow.
After 24 hours, we're hovering around 55 out of 100. So it's almost half.
See, we're taught that in leads coming in, like you got to hit it at this time, but you're bringing a great perspective. Even when the phone rings, it doesn't matter how you get that quote back to them in a timely fashion. Obviously matters.
But think about this. We used to go to a grocery store, my wife and I. My wife used to laugh because she came from the city and I lived out here. And she says, you go to a grocery store, it's like the 1800s. It's like the meeting of the town hall because everybody knows everybody. My wife hasn't been in a grocery store since COVID. She buys groceries through whatever that's called, the grocery delivery. I don't know. It's not Peapod, but it's something that's
Instacart or something like that. There
so
you go.
she says to me, you want to order something? I don't know how to order. I don't order anything online. I said, no, I love my community. I'm going to go to a grocery store. She laughs at me, right? People have changed.
I love my community. I'm going to go to the grocery store.
I do.
That's a quote.
I do. I when I go, I like to see what I call my people. I love my community. We're a little old fashioned, So and why I make that statement is I think people have changed tremendously in the last 5 years. People want things and they want them now. I think we wanted them, and I think we would wait a little bit, but we won't wait anymore. We won't wait.
You're right.
People will not wait. I had a guy who's a friend of mine have a little hiccup. Bought a new truck. He paid his premium. They changed it from automatic to paper. He didn't realize he's a police officer and he's in school. So he says, Chris, I don't check my emails because I'm off in the summer. He's more of a resource officer.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a guy that always pays his bills. So he literally called me at 3:30 in the morning. He says, I knew you were up going to be running. I said, yeah. He's like, can you help me? He said, I just called Liberty. I've had Liberty since I was 16. I'm like, dude, you're 50, 52. He's like, they won't take me back. Somehow my policy got canceled, got changed from automatic withdrawal, EFT, to paper. I don't know how it happened. I haven't. And I'm like, it happened. He was so embarrassed.
Yeah.
By 8:30, he was in my office and everything was written. He was, now granted, some people would say, well, he didn't have insurance. He wanted it and he wanted it now. He needed it now. Mm-hmm. Is everybody capable of delivering quickly in personal lines? If you're not, then maybe you can't be profitable. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure people will challenge me on that, but I do think time is the most essence to your closing ratio. It's not price. I know everybody's going to say price. I would disagree with that. I truly believe convenience and speed and time is the number one thing. I do think price plays a huge role. I'm not saying that, but I believe efficiency, making it easy for people is the number one thing.
Okay. I love it. I love it.
Not everybody's going to love it, Jay. That's okay.
No, I understand. Yeah, no. That as we've said for a long time, that's the beauty of this industry. You know, everybody does it their own way. It's so crazy, so wild. I want to close up here, Chris. You're going to be speaking over there at. You're coming over to Indie Tech. I've personally asked Chris to please join us. So he is going to be on the stage. So I encourage you guys to come. I've got up on the event thing. He's up there as a speaker. He's got the event he's speaking on, but that's not exactly what he's speaking on. I'm just telling you right now. I took some stuff of what Chris told me. I put it in ChatGPT and I wrote up a description about.
I can't wait, Jay, because I can't wait to show people what can be done and how your team is going to benefit from AI and how the customer experience is. It's going to change the work efficiencies of your staff along with the customer experience. It's a win-win, and it's not expensive, and it's so easy to implement. It's not like a big, heavy CRM tool like a HubSpot, which I know HubSpot's great, but this is so simple. It's plug and play, and literally has changed our agency tremendously, even the ones who despise technology and AI.
I can't wait to get that. See, there you go. That's what it's going to be about. It's going to be fantastic. Chris, I do appreciate you. Thanks for everything you do for the industry. Turn around real quick. Let them see that flag. If you're watching it on YouTube, he's got a flag, and then that's a red light that goes around. Is that in a frame?
It is.
Okay. Wow. That's cool.
By a local gentleman who literally just delivered. I'm very fortunate to have people that believe as much in this country as I do, and they bring me gifts, man. That was from another veteran. I mean, I have so many flags around here, and everyone means something because almost everyone's either come from a veteran or from a veteran's family. And, I love to display it and be able to tell stories behind it. It's pretty cool.
Chris, thanks for all you do. Appreciate it. Hey, to all you out there, you loyal listeners, you know what I do because I do it for you. Tell me your thoughts and tell me your ideas, and I'm going to tell the world what you have to say. He's Paradiso, and I am Jason Cass, and we are out.